ultimate question, because these are just questions leading to an ultimate question. The problem with you is that you, in your evidence, largely that you have tendered so far, you keep on saying you don't know. And when we were intervening here, when you were being evasive, when you were evasive, I said to you, largely you are relying on hearsay. And the unfortunate part is that the hearsay evidence is evidence whose credibility relies on a person other than the person giving evidence. So the evidence that you are giving here, its credibility doesn't rely on you because you distance yourself from it while you are the one who gave it here. That is my problem. And I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that your evidence or your perspective on the PKTT influenced an executive decision. That's why I have a problem. I don't have a problem with you damsacking. That is none of my business. But the problem here is that you have damsacked at the expense of South Africans.
So that was MP Nomvalo for the MK party there, completely showing Mary Haas, that in as much as she has come to the ad hoc committee to try and give evidence or whatever she knows about, it appears as if, she knows nothing, because her own information that she has, it's actually evidence from other people, and herself, she knows nothing. And on top of nothing, these are the people, that convinced Police Minister Senzo Mchunu to disband the PKTT. Yet she knows nothing about policing, no evidence whatsoever on crime statistics, etc. And she goes on to influence such a big decision. So it makes you wonder, who is this woman really, to have such amount of power, yet she has been appointed by no one, completely appointed by no one, but here she is, influencing such big decisions. So at the end of the day, when you analyze everything, you can see that maybe the problem is not with Mary Haas, but probably the problem could be with Senzo Mchunu, for working with Mary Haas, such a woman, who knows completely nothing, because how can you be getting advice from such people who are not even in government on top of that? So Senzo Mchunu, you can see that the person, he might be incompetent because he is not able to vet the people that he gets advice from. So you see that Senzo Mchunu is very, very questionable, because the people that he was working with, the likes of Brown Mokgotsi, not even in government, that's why General Mkwanazi had to go and do a press briefing, because these people, they are very, very questionable. I mean, this woman is not even serious. There was even a moment, where she went as far as to be like, what time is this ending? I have to see a relative in Cape Town. So it felt to her like the people there, the ad hoc committee, those MPs, were like wasting her time, and she has other better things to do. But however, something is interesting about this woman, and it is that why is she so invested in policing matters? Because she did reveal, that after General Mkwanazi's 6th July press briefing, she did indeed, send emails to General Mkwanazi. She was trying to contact Mkwanazi for whatever reason that she was trying to contact him for. So this is a woman, who is so invested in policing matters. And you wonder, what is she trying to get from those police matters? So her motive, is to try and influence, those who are in the police department with their own views, despite her knowing nothing. Those are the people, to be very careful of, because this is where capture really started, when you have people who are so much invested, but they know nothing. Which brings the question, as to who has sent you, for you to be so, to try and capture, these generals who are at the very top. So one surprising kind of sad thing in all of this, is that Mary Haas, she used to appear as if credible, and she was quoted, by the likes of Patricia Mashale, etc. And she was involved, in the likes of Kininda, etc. She used to be credible, but ever since, she was exposed by General Mkwanazi, we are seeing this woman, to be like, no, this woman is not what we thought she was. She is not what we thought she was. I mean, there was even a joke flying around, that if maybe Mary de Haas was black like Nkabinde, the ad hoc committee could have thrown her out. I'm sure you remember Nkabinde was thrown out of the ad hoc committee, because he didn't have anything tangible to talk about. His evidence was just all over the place, and he was told to go home, get everything in place, then return back, because that guy was continuously touching on personal issues about how him and Mkwanazi, had a boys' trip that only their wives, should not even know about. I mean, issues that have nothing to do with the allegations that were put forward by Mkwanazi. So this is what is happening with Mary de Haas here. Completely doesn't know anything, yet she was involved in policing and making massive decisions. Because people will be thinking, that, what, Senzo Mchunu is the one, the police minister making the decisions. Ramaphosa is the one. But no. There will be these people, who will be making these decisions on behalf of the people. So this is why, this ad hoc committee is very important, because the people deserve to know the truth of what is happening, because these things are very, very critical, because they touch on national security issues. And when it comes to security, that is very, very important, these issues of security, and you can't let these issues of security to be in the hands, I think, of people like Mary de Haas, who seems not to be knowing anything whatsoever. So this is it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.